All right, guys, I think we are live. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the final live Q&A. This is perhaps the last time that we will get together vis-a-vis here in the navigation station. And I just want to thank you all for joining in once again. We're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to answer some questions. I'm sure you guys have a lot on your mind as we near the end of 2021. And you're probably wondering how things are going to progress into the new year. So let's go ahead and jump into those here tonight. Again, big thank you to all of you that are joining in, that are going to be firing off those spicy questions as always. Let me go ahead and welcome in Noberto Ferrales. How you doing, buddy? And how is everybody today? How's everybody doing on this fine Friday? We are but a week away from Christmas Eve. Has everybody gotten all of the Pokemon products that they have wanted for Christmas? Have those all come in yet? I know that for us at PokéRealm, it's hard to even talk about still, but still waiting on some products to come in. Gosh, even from a month ago that we've been waiting on. Just all of the shipping delays and the transit issues and all of those different things. But we're working hard. Hopefully early next week we can just get out everything in one fell swoop. So we also have Old Man Ketchum. What is going on, man? Secret Nerds, what's going on? Welcome in. Zyla D, Old Man Ketchum, once again. Gonna miss these. Me too, brother. Me too. Northwoods TCG. Hey, how we doing? Good guy right there. Zyla, my favorite Pokemon YouTuber. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Noberto, welcome in once again. Evo Me, got a bunch of stuff from PokéRealm still waiting to get to me. I know, and it is so frustrating. But a lot of the products that have been delayed and a lot of the products that we're still waiting on is expected to be here early next week. So we are going to be going into high gear, and we're just going to be trying to get all of that out to you guys. It's going to be a huge amount of products. I'm talking like 250 orders that we're going to be getting out over the course of a couple days. So thank you guys for your patience. If you guys are joining us from PokéRealm, thank you again for your patience with everything. Again, all of this is completely out of our control with a lot of the stuff that's going on. I'm sure you guys have experienced it elsewhere, but we are going to try to make up for lost time and really kick things into high gear early next week. Who else we have in here? EGRM. How you doing, my friend? Zach Fate, we want some legit market advice tonight if this is the last one. Bro, isn't all of my market advice legit? At least in my opinion it is. Jamie Chris VA. Yeah, Jamie. Yeah, we're gonna be wrapping it up here on the old PokéNav channel at the end of the month. Hey, Secret Nerds, I'm glad you can make it in for the last one, my friend. Jamie Christie. Hey, man, go back and check my last, I guess it's been a little while back. I think it's called, the title of the video is like, Time Has Come, ... something like that. Okay, guys. So, I wasn't going to bring this up here tonight, but there's something that I've been thinking about that's been on my mind lately, and a lot of this is due to... So when I put out that video on December 1st, basically saying that we were going to be wrapping up the channel, gave you guys all of the reasons, which all of those still stand, right? After I did that, I have never gotten such an outpouring of support from this community and really all different Pokemon communities saying, PokéNav, like, we've loved what you've done. We've loved what you've provided to the community, and we want you to stay. And it's just been so fantastic. And along with that, I've also had a lot of people reach out and say, hey, Nav, if there's anything that I can do to help maybe relieve some of the time constraints on you, maybe some of the things that go into having a YouTube channel, editing videos, thumbnails, titles, all those things, hey, let me know, man. And so it really got me to thinking. Right now, we've always had a membership on the channel, right? There's been some membership tiers, and honestly, I haven't done a whole lot with those just because I've been so busy with everything else, right? I've just been so busy with everything else. I haven't really focused on the actual membership portion of the YouTube channel. And recently I took all of those down. I took all of the memberships down because I said, hey, I don't want people getting charged if I'm not producing content. That's not fair to anybody who has become a member, right? So I took all those down, but I left one on there. And that was just a basic tier, right? Just a very basic one, $1.99 a month, get some badges next to your name, get some emojis, things like that. And I left that on there. And I got to thinking to myself, and as you guys know, I'm a finance guy. I do the calculations on basically everything. Everything's quantitative. And I started thinking to myself, okay, what would it really take if somebody were to kind of take over the editing, somebody were to take over that portion of it? How much time would that really save me? And how much would that really cost, right? So I started doing the calculations on it and reached out to some of the people who had contacted me about, basically taking control of that. And it's a significant amount of time. That's really the biggest part of, time constraint rather, of having YouTube channels, editing, thumbnails, all those different things. So if I outsource that, where would it go? What could I do in that case? So I calculated it out and I said, okay, at $1.99 a month. Now I don't keep all of that, just so you guys know. And those of you that have YouTube channels of your own, have memberships, that good old YouTube takes 30% right off the top of that. So even at $1.99, I don't even get to keep all that. So after it's all said and done, did the calculations and said, okay, it would really take about 1,000 members, that would need to sign up for this for me to be able to pay somebody else to really handle everything for me. Because again, guys, I don't keep all of that. They're going to take 30% off the top. Got to put some away for taxes, and then also have enough to pay people for each video, because I usually do 15 to 20 videos a month. Okay, so have to be able to pay somebody to handle all of those. And honestly, what it boils down to in the end is it would really require about 1,000 members to sign up for that, to really outsource that. And if I did do something like that, I think I could maintain the channel. I think that would free me up with enough time to continue the channel and to be able to continue to produce content, even with all of the things going on next year. That would really allow me to continue with the channel, produce content, and it's something that I want to do. I really don't want to end the channel, but a lot of things gotta have to go into play. And then beyond that, beyond being able to pay somebody else, the other big aspect of time constraint next year was, PokéRealm, and focusing more on that. And a lot of that is being able to be more involved and help with different aspects of the business, even the grunt work, shipping, all of those different things. Well, guess what? I calculated out again. At 3,000 members, not only would that be able to pay for an editor, somebody to handle the videos on my YouTube channel, but then that would also be able to pay for another shipping person, somebody else that we can delegate responsibilities to. So at 3,000 members, now that's kind of off of my plate again and frees me up with more time. And then really beyond that, guys, I mean, if we've got 11,000 subscribers on this channel. 11,000 subscribers. If we got 8,000, 9,000 members just in that tier, $1.99 a month, your boy PokéNav could do this full time. It could absolutely do this full time, and that would completely supplant the income that I would otherwise generate from going back to work, having a job, all those different things. So I don't know, just something I wanted to throw out there, and I wasn't going to talk about it here tonight, but just, with you guys, each of these, it's almost like crushed me a little bit, each time we do these or after each video, and people are like, PokéNav, man, I really appreciate what you've done. I'm sad to see you go. I'm sad to see the content end. And I think this is a way that we could continue to do it. I really do. And I don't want to ask a ton of any of you, so that's why, I thought, okay, $1.99, I think that's pretty reasonable. And I just want to basically leave it in your hands and maybe talk about it with you all at some point and see if you were, if you were interested. I mean, if the content that I provide, if it's worth, you know, $1.99 to you each month, and if it's not, hey, I totally get it. I totally get it, man. But if it is, hey, maybe that's worth it. Maybe that's worth it, and I think that would probably be the direction in which we could go to keep the channel going, to keep it flowing. And I think the more that we could generate in that, I think that we could eventually turn this into a full-time gig. You know, if we had, it's the power is in the numbers, right? That's where the real power lies, is in the numbers. And so, you know, I ask you guys here tonight, if you're at all interested, hey, maybe that's the direction we take, and maybe we can keep this PokéNap channel. And honestly, man, I feel like this has been my best month, my absolute best month of content. I've gotten back to all of the things that I've enjoyed most, all of the content that I've enjoyed most over the last year and a half in producing for you guys. And you guys have enjoyed it as well. I mean, it shows it in the statistics on the channel. It shows it in the engagement on the channel. And that's really what I want to do. I just want to keep producing the content that you guys want to see, and just doing things like this. I love interacting with all of you guys. I love interacting with the community. I love having this channel. So I'll put it out there, leave it in your guys' hands. I'm gonna jump back into the chat and just see what you guys have to say. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Old man Ketchum, don't go. Please don't go now. I appreciate that, guys. Zach Fate, dude, in all reality, really going to miss your content. You're such a positive influence on this community. Also, you do give some legit advice from time to time. That's right. It's not always on point, right? That's just the nature of the beast, right? That's why I always encourage you guys, hey, check out the other channels. That's why I always try to bring on as many people. Have you guys watched that last video of mine of I'm trying to, I got to remember all these titles in the videos. I think it's how to start a business and make money with Pokemon cards in 2022. I mean, I had some fantastic people on there. Pat Flynn, TCA Gaming, Catch 'em All Collectibles, PokeChloe, PokeAny.com, Cardinal Gaming Mason. I mean, I had some great people on there giving their advice and their big tips on how to start a business and what you should do to make yourself successful as we move into the new year, and all of the things that they've learned that have gotten them to that point. And that's why I try to do that, right? I try to bring a bunch of people onto the channel so that you're not just getting my viewpoint, my perspective, and so that you're getting all of these and you have a really well-rounded perspective on the Pokemon hobby, on Pokemon cards in general. And again, that's some of my favorite content to put out there for you guys, is not always what's coming from me, but what I can basically procure from others, distill that down and provide that to you in a digestible format, in the form of a video. So hey, Northwoods TCG, I really appreciate that, my friend. Let me see if I can do this. I'm gonna try to provide you guys with the link if you want to. If you're at all interested, I'll see if this works. I'll see if I can put this into the chat. If not, you can find it down there in the description of the video, or you can find it right below the video. You should see the join button there. Let me see if this works. Let's see. Okay, I think it should work. So yeah, you guys can follow that if you so choose. And again, I appreciate all of you. Colonel54, now you're the GOAT, man. You're the GOAT for joining in each and every week. $17,000 a month. I don't know about that. And that's the thing. I highly doubt that we'd ever get to that point. All I really want to do is just be able to pay an editor, somebody that can handle the videos, and so that I can continue to put out content. That's really what I'm focused on at this point, is just being able to continue it and kind of mitigate or delegate rather some of that time to someone else. That's really what I want to do. I just want to continue to put out videos. EGRM, let's do a dedicated video on this. Maybe I will. maybe I will. Maybe I'll put something like that out there, or maybe just in one of the upcoming videos next week. Maybe just a little teaser or something at the beginning, and just see what the reception is. Kid Turi, hey man, I appreciate that. Seriously. And that's the thing, like, money's tight for everybody, and so I don't want to ask too much. So it's like YouTube gives you a certain amount of tiers, like 99 cents a month, and then the next one's $1.99. It's like, okay, calculating all these things in my head. It's like, okay, get right at about $1, per member. I think that would be perfect. So that's really what I'm just trying to go for here. Hey, Sunshine K, I appreciate your support. Northwoods TCG, what do you think about the Charizard alternate art leak? Yeah, I mean, it was only a matter of time, right? It was only a matter of time until we were going to get an alternate art Charizard. It was just when and in which set was it going to come in. So yeah, that's what keeps the hobby rolling, right? It's like, okay, we're just biding our time, and then there's that Charizard in that set, and then it's like, all right, that's the one that we're shooting for now. So yeah, it was just a matter of time. But it really cool. Very, very cool artwork, and excited to see what else they have in store for us. Evo, my goodness, what happened to the stock on PokéRealm? Everything's sold out. Yeah, a lot of the, Evolving Skies was very popular. Vivid Voltage. I think we still have Darkness Blaze, not too sure. But we got a ton of Fusion Strikes still. Chilling Rain. We just dropped the Start Deck 100s today too. In fact, just a couple of hours ago, just dropped that on PokéRealm for $16.50 for the Start Deck 100s, which are basically like God decks at this point. You've got the Marnie in there, lots of really cool full art card, V cards, all those different things in these packs. So we just dropped that just here a couple hours ago. So, and a lot more coming down the pipeline for sure. Ben Hamil, I follow you here in Ireland. Hey, man, welcome in. Really enjoy it. What's going on, man? I'm confused if you're giving up or not. So, again, I don't want to go too much in depth to it. I talked about it in the previous video from December 1st. You're welcome to go back and watch that. But basically just have so much going on into the new year. Starting a new job, going to be starting a new business, my wife and I. And wanting to dedicate more time to PokéRealm to really build up that business venture, and just all of these different things together on top of my already existing businesses that I have, on top of my other investments. Like, all of this was just like, holy cow, there's going to be so much going on. And I just started thinking, like, okay, how much time can I really dedicate to my YouTube channel? And that's where the conversation here tonight is really coming from, is like, if I can allocate some of the time and the responsibilities for the YouTube channel, generate enough revenue through memberships on the YouTube channel to pay for that, then I really think I might be able to do it. Like, I'm really good with time management. That's like, if you give me any credit for anything, time management is definitely my strong suit. And I think that if I were able to do that, to delegate some more of the responsibilities to, or hiring people for PokéRealm rather, I really think that I could continue the channel, after sitting back and thinking on it. But again, it's one of those things, kind of want to leave into the hands of the community, and, just kind of leave it up to you guys. So we'll see. We'll go from there. And, either way, I just truly appreciate all of the support from you guys, especially over this last month. It's been absolutely fantastic. Let's see. SDC Collectibles just want to say thank you again for the educational entertainment. Hey, I appreciate it, buddy. You commented on every single video, joining in on every single live chat. It's just beyond words, man. Can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Ben Hamil confused me with the last ever Poke Invest vid. Yeah, so with Christmas, or Christmas Eve being next Friday, and then after that being the last day of the month, which is when my last scheduled video is set to go out on December 31st. This is really the last chance, since I do these on Fridays, for the live Q&A. So, Conrad Evans Show, the Nav Man, do you have a chase character card for VMAX Climax Brilliant Stars, or a few? Okay, I'm gonna have to try to remember them now. So I mean, the Charizard I think is really cool. I really love the Zekrom as well. It has such a unique artwork on it. I absolutely love it. The Mimikyu is also really cool. There's just so many. I would say, I mean, I'm going to be a little cliche here, and I'm going to probably say Charizard. But actually, I take that back. I think that the Pikachu, what is it? I think it's Pikachu VMAX with Red as the character. That is so cool. I mean, Red's Pikachu, essentially. All those previous cards from the past have done so well from an investment perspective. And so that's probably my big chase card. Probably the Pikachu, I think it's VMAX, but with Red as the character. Love that card. William Snake, hey, I love you too, bro. Appreciate it. Old Man Ketchum, what do you think of MetaZoo? So, like I've told you guys before, I'm holding on to it. I'm still waiting on Golden Distribution to get back to us on when they're going to release the allocation numbers on Cryptid Nation 2nd Edition. I look on my account, on PokéRealm's account, every single day, and still just have everything sitting in my requested box. So, I don't know. I've tried reaching out to my sales rep. I don't know if he's on vacation or what, but haven't gotten a response yet. But yeah, we're waiting on 2nd Edition Cryptid Nation. PokéRealm's going to carry it. I'm going to carry it here on the channel. So I'll be, I'll promote it on Instagram or here on YouTube when I get those. And and I'll be selling everything under MSRP. I think booster boxes $139.99. I'll probably sell them for like $129 or something like that. But yeah. Definitely plan on having all of them on MetaZoo. But what do I think on it? I think that the next 6 months will be the true test for MetaZoo. If they're able to get it in more people's hands, if they're able to start creating a player base around MetaZoo, then that will really indicate the long-term viability of MetaZoo. So I think keep an eye on it over the next 6 months, because it could go to the moon or it could go straight into the ground if they don't have the same fervor around it when all of that product is distributed. So I think this will be a good time to keep a close eye on MetaZoo. Evo Me, what do you think of base set XY booster boxes worth the $700? I think they're actually going for more than that. I get notifications. I've been keeping an eye on XY base set, and I think they're still sitting, at least the ones that I've seen, still sitting around $1,100-$1,200, at least on eBay. You might be able to find it cheaper. So I would say, yeah, if you're finding an XY base set for under $1,000 at this point, probably a good booster box to go ahead and hold on to. It's getting older and older. What is it now? I think, when did XY base release? When was that? 2014? 2013 maybe? So it's getting on in age, and I think if you can scoop it up, it would probably be a pretty good time to do so, especially if you're finding it for around $700, because I haven't seen any. To me, it shows everything is sold out except mini portfolio. I don't know why it's showing that for you, because there's still way more than that on there. William Snake, money, money, money. I love me some money. Everybody's got to love money to a certain extent, right? To a certain degree. Ben Hamil, man, best of luck, dude. I totally understand. I'd support for sure. Would miss your vids. What's your thoughts on the impending economic crash and Pokemon? Although I would love even if worth pennies. So yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of... there's going to be a lot of economic turmoil over 2022. Zillow has already put out their projections that home prices are set to increase another 8% over 2022. There hasn't been any indication from the feds that they're supposed to raise interest rates, right? Now, they probably will over next year. But the point that I'm getting at here, if you're looking to get into a home, probably not going to happen next year. First-time home buyer, probably not going to happen. Rents are going to continue to increase because landlords' values of their homes continue to go up, and eventually rents are going to have to run congruent with the value of the actual home. Okay, say all this stuff because I own properties myself. I bring that up because that is just one little microcosm of the cost of living, which is going up again and again and again, what we've seen, and which will continue and exacerbate into 2022. Now, what does that mean to me? Well, Pokemon is a luxury good, okay? We don't need it. We need food, water, shelter, all those things. Luxury good, we don't need it. So I think that along with the combination of not having stimulus anymore, we're now starting to circle back into a little bit more of a period of time like we had in 2008. Like last year, 2020, it was rough, but there was a lot of money being pumped into the economy, right? So it was able to offset. Plus you had forbearance, you had all these different things, all these programs going on. Well, that's all ended now. Unemployment's ended now. And I think that the economy as a whole is really going to take a hit next year on a lot of different levels. And usually the first thing that people drop are luxury goods. And Pokemon could very well be one of those. So what does that mean? That could mean, you know, that could mean the interest of Pokemon drops off pretty significantly, which is a possibility. But that also means that there could be opportunities out there, right? Especially with vintage products, especially when people start to get desperate with things and they start to sell and undercut each other. And before long, you got base out unlimited booster boxes back down to like $8,000 or lower, right? It happens all the time. So I think there's opportunities. I think there's going to be a lot of tribulations, and it's going to be a really, really interesting time to live in, to be a part of, and to navigate. No pun intended. Nav, do you think the longer one stays and collects in the hobby as time goes on, do they transition to a full-fledged, bona fide seller? I think so. You know, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, the more knowledge that you gain on a particular topic, like, eventually you start thinking to yourself, like, I've got all of this accumulation of knowledge and experience, and you start saying, I see an opportunity here. And if you're worth any of your salt, you want to capitalize on that opportunity, right? And as well you should, because that brings new opportunities, not just to you, but to the hobby as a whole. Because you may find a new way of doing things. You may find a whole entirely new way of doing something that benefits others, right? So, like with the creation of PokéRealm, this was a way for us, through our unique experiences, myself and Rocky, both of our experiences, we were able to come together to try to create something that we otherwise would have not been able to do on our own, right? We needed each other for that. And it was because a lot of that came together because of the years of hard work that we put into this hobby and grinding and being through all of the different markets. So yeah, I think that at some point, if you're in this long enough, you'd be hard pressed to find anyone in this hobby that hasn't sold something at some point. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. There may be some, but you know, at some point you're going to sell something, whether that's to sell it, to garner something else for your collection, to sell it to just create capital, to make money. At some point, you're probably going to sell something. Secret Nerds, is there any Japanese exclusive promos that you have your eye on? None that are really coming to me off the top of my head. The Japan Post promos, I think those are really cool, but those have really shot up in price. Kind of missed the boat on that one. But I'm always kind of keeping my eye out there. Nothing that's really popping off, you know, in my mind right now. Something will probably come to me later down the line, though. I just haven't really seen anything that's just like wows me. Oh, however, I do have something that I want to show you guys. If you watched one of my last videos, the last undervalued Pokemon card series, the big item in there, well, just a second. All right, so here we go, guys. So you will recognize, if you watch that video, you will recognize this here. And I was so lucky. I picked this up for a steal, and this thing is in absolute fantastic condition. So I will try to get this up here so you guys can see it. So this is the Pokemon movie's 10th anniversary premium collection. So this was released for the 10th movie out of Japan, which was the equivalent of The Rise of Darkrai. And so here is what comes inside. And I'm telling you right now, guys, these cards are in mint condition. I was blown away at the condition on these cards. But as you can see, it basically has every card representing each movie. So, you've got Mewtwo for the first movie, Lugia for the second, Entei for the third, etc. And these are so cool. And if you guys, again, if you watch that last video, you'll remember this was the big item that we talked about. But man, this folder is in absolute perfect condition. The cards are all very, very minty fresh, and I picked this up for a steal. About out the door, $155. It's just an absolute steal. So I thought I would go ahead and show that to you. That just reminded me from that video. But and a big shout out to Urbez Lopez once again for basically bringing that to light for all of us, because I had no idea. I'd never even heard of this product, and just super happy to get my hands on that. And I think I really lucked out with the quality of that entire product. So really happy, to say the least. All right, let's see here. Cam Dems, what are your thoughts on the current economy going into 2022 with Omni variant? I mean, I don't want to get too into the whole COVID thing. There's a lot of things at play right now, a lot of things that I'm hearing. My wife works in healthcare, and she's just starting to hear little murmurs of what we're seeing going on in California right now. The mask mandates are back. There's murmurs of potential lockdowns again in January, and I don't want to get into all of that because for one reason or another that has all just turned into a big political gambit, and I don't know how that ever really transpired that way. But I can tell you right now, if they put us into lockdowns again, if they do a lot of the things that they did last year, they're going to absolutely crush small businesses. Absolutely crush them. They're barely hanging on by the skin of their teeth right now. And being an entrepreneur, being a small business owner, I can tell you right now, if they do what they did last year, they will crush small businesses across the nation. That's just the way it is. And they can't just keep handing out money, because you're already starting to see the ramifications of that now, of what happens when you just pump money into the economy, and there's no kind of there's no real resolution, right? It was just throwing money out there. So we're already starting to see that now, and all I can say is if they go back to what they did last year, then it's going to be a tough road ahead for a lot of businesses, unfortunately. Zach Fate Nev, if XY Evolutions booster boxes drop below 500, are they an immediate pickup for you? Side note, my wife bought me an XY Evo Zard ETB for Christmas. Nice, very cool. I think that Evolutions, here's the thing. I think that Evolutions is always, and you guys can be like, yeah, of course, Pokemon, of course. You've been talking about it from the beginning. But I think Evolutions is always going to be popular. People are always going to look back on Evolution with such fondness. Whether you love it or hate it, you still, when you look at those cards, you get that nostalgia of base set. And you get it much more so than what we got with Celebrations, in my opinion. Much greater set overall. Much more well put together. So I think it is always going to carry a certain level of popularity. And I think that it's always going to be in the canon. It's always going to be in the current zeitgeist of the Pokemon hobby. So do I think that if it falls to a 500, I think even, now, $750, I think is what it's on average. I think even now, if you bought one, would you, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, would you be regretting it? Probably not. Highly doubt it. Yeah, you're going to give yourself a little more margin if you can pick it up at 5. But I don't know. If it does fall to 500, yeah, I'd say pick it up. Because I think that it's one of those sets that is just always going to be there. You're just always going to see it come back around. And also, those are going to be the boxes that people want to open. box breaks, people just wanting to open up for their collection. They're always going to want to open up evolutions. I see it every single day. If there is one set, I think I said this in the last live, if there is one set that I see opened up more than anything, it's evolutions. By far and away. And guess what? It always sells out. Whenever I did it here on this channel, whenever I see others doing it on their channels, immediately sells out. Well, guess what? That supply is just going to keep going down. Even if they did, in fact, print it into oblivion, which they probably did, that supply is just going to continue to go down. So hopefully that helps you out there. Let's see. Hey, I appreciate that, Wood Springs TCG. Thank you so much. Let's see, Secret Nerds. How do you personally decide when to sell off some cards? Well, obviously the market is going to dictate a lot of that. And if there's cards that I have that I don't plan on keeping in my collection, and I start to see the market move on those, then that's a good time that I'll probably go ahead and sell. If I just have raw cards that I'm sitting on, especially higher end cards, I never feel pressure to sell those, especially right now if I've got a lot of cards that maybe are waiting to go out to get graded, once PSA opens up, once grading costs start to come down more. Those type of cards I'm not really worried about. But really, in the end, the market's going to dictate a lot of that. Where is the market moving? You have to keep an eye on it. You have to see where things are trending. And then also you will have to see what is trending in the larger economy, I guess you could say. Logan Paul, like when you see a Logan Paul type of situation starting to come about, probably a good time to think about selling sometime soon thereafter. Because that's usually when you start to see that fervor, that popularity. People are starting to jump on whatever that bandwagon is, and that's when you really start to see it go up. So I like to keep an eye on those type of circumstances as well, as well as the just the day-to-day and week-to-week, month-to-month fluctuations in individual card market. Let's see. Zach Fate, do you believe in modern slabs long term? Like to sealed modern product? If so, why? If not, why not? I like modern slabs, but feel like appreciation isn't quite there versus sealed product. I think that with modern, you just have to be particular. For me, personally, you have to be particular in what modern slabs you're looking at. Do I think that alternate arts are probably a great option for a graded card moving on? Sure. I think those are going to be super popular. Do I think amazing rare cards will probably be a good modern slab to buy into? For sure. Exclusive. If you got, we were talking about Japanese exclusive items. If you see a Japanese exclusive type of card, modern card, right? I think that's another great option. So I don't think that, a lot of people, it's just like black and white. It's like, modern slabs, junk slabs, no value to them. And there's probably a lot of them that are like that. But guess what? There's a lot of vintage slabs that really aren't worth a whole lot. Not even worth grading, really. You're going to spend more in grading than what you'll actually get from the slab. So really this pervades everything in the Pokemon market. You have to weigh your costs, you have to weigh the return potential, and then popularity. Look at it in the long term. Am I going to hold this for 3, 5, 10 years? And what do I think the popularity, where do I think this card is going to be in that period of time? For sealed product, I think it's just a very conservative choice, right? Supply is always going to go down, and if you can just keep that sealed for 3 to 5 years, especially if you're picking it up for, MSRP or lower, I think you're fine. Do I think it's ever going to drop below that? Probably not. Especially 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It's just all about sitting on that. It's kind of like, when you guys contribute to your retirement plans, you just don't touch it. The FINRA and the SEC and all of them, they put these stipulations in place so that they encourage you not to touch it. Well, put a stipulation there for yourself not to touch those sealed products until a certain amount of time, and you'll reap the rewards later down the line. Just have to be patient. Let's see. Secret Nerds, have you thought of investing into sealed graded Pokemon games? Yes, I have. And I actually, I don't have it here with me on my desk. I actually busted out my old Pokemon Blue game the other day, and it really got me to thinking. man, I missed the boat on those. Just wasn't really focusing on that. Was more focused on the cards from like 2016 onwards. But man, I'll tell you what, the sealed games I think are another great avenue. Just have to be careful. Have to make sure that you're getting into a good grading company. WATA is probably going to be your best bet. It's kind of like the PSA of graded games. But definitely think that that's kind of an area that a lot of people are overlooking, right? And as there's so much of the focus is on the cards, the games kind of just fly there under the radar. And to me, that's usually when a particular product or investment is ripe for the picking. So yeah, definitely looking into it. How far into 2022 do you think we will make it before these new LGS and new investors start to fail and did the market with their product and lower than MSRP prices? So again, what we were just talking about here before about the larger macro economy and a lot of things going on. Well, guess what? Talking about an LGS, these people are going to pay. They got a lease for their building, right? Most people are not going to own their property or their building outright, so they got a lease on it. Well, guess what? Landlords are going to look at that and they say, hey, commercial prices are going up. Hey, guess what? Your rent's going up. And then because of that, if Pokemon prices continue to fall, and especially if we still have the wave system and LGS owners are selling at a loss or at best at cost, they just can't keep it up, guys. I mean, I know so many new LGS owners that started up over this last year, and they're just barely scraping by. They were just barely scraping by last year. And now we're entering a period of time where these prices are falling again and again. And if products available, great. They can get more products on their shelves. Maybe they can get more people in their store. But again, all of those larger macroeconomic issues that we were talking about before, it just eats away more and more at your bottom line and just makes it so difficult to be a small business owner. And this is, that is a business that is the heaviest cash flow business out there probably. And if you're not able to continually build capital, you're just not going to make it. So again, we're talking about 6 months. I think second quarter of 2022 will be a real good testing ground for LGSs for a lot of people, for a lot of resellers out there. We're already seeing so many people leave the hobby, whether that's resellers, whether that's just collectors, whether that's, fly-by-night enthusiasts. Like, we're already starting to see that right now. And I think as we move through 2022, you're going to see more of that. We're going to return, I think, to probably pre-2020, probably early 2019 levels, in my opinion, when we get into 2022. And I think that you'll probably see the full-fledged result of that probably around second quarter of next year. But so we'll see. Any older set you think it would be worth getting at least a booster box of, not counting Super Vintage, which is the Coast stuff? I think Black and White is great. There's a lot of really cool cards from Black and White era. This right here, I mean, this is 2007. So this right here is from 2007. So, I mean, going on 14 years old now. So this is Diamond and Pearl era. I think that's great. There's still some boxes in Diamond and Pearl that are still very much somewhat affordable. I won't say very much, but somewhat affordable. But Black and White I think is great. XY is still good. You go back beyond that, it's starting to get a little more dicey. So that's what I would focus on. Black and White, early XY, and then try to just cherry pick some sets, some boxes in there from later sets that maybe, just kind of flying under the radar, not on everyone's watch list. Let's see. When you just start, you're likely working from a garage. How do you get your site from looking new with small amount of stock to being a trusted site? Is about duration and continual refinement. Yeah, and when I started my YouTube channel, I mean, very few people out there knew who I was, right? Now, there was people in the tighter community of Pokemon, of sellers, of investors. And I mean, that was super small. Prior to 2020, guys, the terms investing in Pokemon really didn't go into the same sentence together. right? We were talking about this in like 2017, 2019, and it was just kind of, it was very niche, right? And so a lot of people didn't know about me when I started my YouTube channel. But what it's about is sharing your knowledge, right? Showing that you know what you're talking about. And then you start to build a community, because there's a big difference. In fact, in the last video, I thought that Brian from PokéRealm said it very well. There's a big difference between a following and a community. And that's what you want to build. A following, you can create a following overnight, right? You can create a trendy TikTok video or a very popular video on YouTube, and you can have a following. But a community is when you bring what would otherwise be a following together. Everybody knows each other. Everybody knows you. They know you on a personal level. They trust you. They understand how you conduct business. And that's how you start to also build a consumer base. That's how you build customers, right? And that's how you keep people coming back to you. And you have to work at it hard, and again and again and again. You have to put in that hard work. I encourage you guys, go back and watch that video. I mean, such great advice from everybody in there, and they've all done it, right? These people have quit their jobs, sell Pokemon full time. These people have built multiple multi-million-dollar businesses, aka Pat Flynn. They've owned an LGS, successful LGS, Mesa, and Cardinal Gaming. PokéRealm, they've done over $1 million in sales this year alone, right? Go back and watch that video. Along with what I advise you guys or recommend to you, go back and watch that, because those are some really good people to pick their brains on. And we're just lucky that we have them a part of this community providing content to us. Let's see. Man, I appreciate your detailed responses and interaction with your viewers. Do you think Pokemon will survive another economic crash? I mean, it somewhat has before. I mean, we experienced that 2007, 2008. Pokemon experienced a big slump from about 2005 till really 2015, 2016, Pokemon Go. So it went 10 years of a slump and then got into perhaps its biggest heyday since 1999, 2000. So do I think it can weather it? Sure. And they've shown that they can. They've shown that they can weather a 10-year slump and come out even stronger on the other side, right? Now, the nice thing about Pokemon is it's an umbrella company. They're always going to produce new games. They're always going to produce new cards. They're always going to produce new anime episodes. They're always going to produce new toys. There's always going to be something keeping people's interest out there and garnering new generations of people into the hobby. So that's why I think, long term, yeah, Pokemon's not going anywhere. Do I think that it'll go through ebbs and flows? Of course, everything does. But yeah, something like Pokemon, you can bet your bottom dollar on an IP like that. Old man Ketchum, I appreciate it, man. Zach Fate Nav, do you think the new tax laws for 2022 and beyond will have an impact on the hobby, i.e. people must pay taxes on $600 of sales on eBay, Venmo, Cash App, etc.? Yeah, so that was something that I think that actually went into place. I think it was actually this last year. Maybe it hasn't gotten into place yet. But so here's the thing, guys. You should always do a little research on taxes, right? Do a little research on taxes, because the reason that, one of the things that I've learned is that one of the reasons that the wealthy always stay wealthy is because they're always ahead of the curve, right? So, if you're selling, anything over $600 on Venmo and all that stuff, and the government says, hey, you owe that to us. Well, guess what? Create a business, create an LLC. Because guess what? Any expenses that you put into that business also come as a write-off. So let's say that you made $1,000, right? So that for that $400 above $600, you got to report that, right? Well, let's say, hey, you know what? I did a YouTube channel, right? And maybe I got a new mic, right? $100 mic. And you know what? I'm shipping out products. I got a printer. I got a label printer. I got pay for boxes, supplies, all those things. All that stuff is write-offs. You write that off against your income, right? I think that's the importance of a business, right? And that's what businesses do. They find ways to mitigate their tax burden. And so should you. We all should, right? That is like and that's why the tax code is written. It's really written for the entrepreneur. It's written for the people who invest, who take risks, who basically spur the economy along, because entrepreneurs do things way better than the government can. And so what do? They say, hey, it's way cheaper for us to give you a tax write-off, a tax incentive for doing that versus us having to pay to do it, right? So I encourage you all. Really great book that I recommend reading is by Tom Wheelwright, and it is Tax-Free Wealth, I believe is the name of it. I encourage you all to read that. Great book on being able to reduce your taxes, because it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. Very, very important tenet that I think you should learn, whether you're just a regular employee, whether you're a business owner, entrepreneur. Very, very important. Not how much you make, it's how much you keep. Cardboard Empires. How we doing, my friend? Let's see, Zyla, are those cards all exclusive nav or from other sets? I'm not sure what this question's in relation to. Go ahead and ask it down below if you don't mind. Or at least what that question's in relation to. How you liking the Shibuya promos, though? I think those are amazing looking. Yeah, totally agree. Again, a lot of the stuff coming out of Japan, especially Japanese exclusive type of stuff, absolutely beautiful. Gas134, welcome in. How we doing? Toasty699, good luck on your new adventures. I just found your channel a few months ago. Sad to see you leave, but best of luck. I appreciate that, my friend. Truly, truly appreciate that. Pokemon Catcher 500 is still way too much, though. Yeah, it's all relative, right? It's all relative on, do you want to spend $500 on one XY Evolutions booster box, or could you pick up multiple vintage slabs for that price? It's all based upon what your end goal is, right? A sealed product, again, it's conservative. Especially modern sealed products. Very conservative, because I don't think it's going to go below that. So, it's all based upon what your end goal is, what your objectives are, and time horizon, risk tolerance, all that good stuff. Let's see. Trying to get through your question here, Gas. If Pokemon cards, then when do you think you will get all the Pokemon cards? Never. I will never get all the Pokemon cards. I think that's the only person that I know that is even somewhat close to that, and that's just English Pokemon cards, is David Person. Which, if you guys haven't checked out his channel, I've had him on the podcast twice. That guy is amazing. Absolutely amazing. That is like the ultimate collection. You guys definitely want to check him out. Blake, what's up, buddy? Much love, Nav. Hopefully this is not goodbye, but see you later. Oh, of course. Of course. We will always keep in touch, my friend. William 532, I appreciate that. Are the cards in that Japanese movie set all exclusive cards, or are they from other sets? I believe they're exclusive cards. I have never seen these in any other sets before, so I believe that they are exclusive to this collection. You feel free to do your research and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe they are exclusive to this 10th movie collection. Zach Fate, never let a good market crash go to waste. These next couple years may be a great time to get great prices on product. Diamond hands. That is so true, man. Warren Buffett, never let a good crash go to waste. I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities next year, folks, and I tell you, now is the time to stay the course. This is where it's made, right? Like, I got in 2016, like, was able to get in on stuff that people didn't know about, and prices were low, and that's where the opportunity, like, if you guys have been asking where's the opportunity, this next year is probably going to be that time, because everybody's wanting to get out. That's the hype's over and everything started to die down, and that fervor is gone. That's the time that you want to strike. telling you right now. So just stay the course, stick in there, and just keep a sharp eye out because you're probably going to find some really good stuff. Evo Me, what is your favorite set of all time, and what is your most expensive box you got? Favorite set of all time has got to be... It's got to be Neo Revelation. What I wouldn't give to have that box. There's just so many beautiful cards in there and so nostalgic. I think that the Neo era was probably by far and away the best, at least for Wizards of the Coast, was the best era of Pokemon. I think Neo Revelation was really the high watermark, of that, and you just can't go wrong with Neo Rev. I mean, Shining Gyarados, just so beautiful. Absolutely love that set. It's like I'm just imagining them all in my mind. I have so many of them out with PSA right now too. So many cards from Neo Rev out with that I'm still waiting to get back. So hopefully soon. Matt Coop, hey PokéNav, what's your take on MetaZoo and its second launch? Have you thought about investing yourself, Flesh and Blood? Also, overall, what's your take on other TCGs? So, we're getting them. We're getting Cryptid Nation 2nd edition. I've got my orders in with Golden Distribution. So does PokéRealm. So we're getting 2nd edition of Cryptid Nation. Again, I think that MetaZoo over the next 6 months will be the true testing ground for it. The more that you can get it in players' hands, the more that you can distribute it to the masses. I think that will indicate the popularity of it and how people receive it, and where it's going to go in the long term. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on over the next 6 months. Now, I do have Nightfall 1st Edition booster boxes that I was able to get. I'm holding on to those for the long term. No plans on doing anything with those now. And then other TCGs, Flesh and Blood, I think is it's a cool TCG, and it's stuck around there when there was a lot of naysayers. It's stuck around, and it's tested itself, much in the same manner that I said MetaZoo is going to have to. I think Flesh and Blood has really gone through that testing period and has acquired a large player base and a large community around it. So I think it will be fine long term. And you guys can get 1st edition booster boxes. Probably going to be your best bet. I don't know a lot about individual cards. I'm just not that savvy with MetaZoo or with Flesh and Blood for individual cards. All I can really speak on is really the hobbies as a whole, kind of looking at it from a 1,000-foot view, and sealed products. Camdab's capitalism, baby. Let's see. Is VMAX Climax worth buying and holding in bulk? Debating dropping 1,500 on 20 boxes. I think so. I think that VMAX Climax is a really, really cool set. I think that the character rares in there are going to be very, very popular. The only thing that I always worry about with something like a VMAX Climax is when we get the English equivalent of that. Right now, if those VMAX Climax boxes had like a 1st edition stamp like CP6 had when compared to Evolutions, I'd be like, whoo, heck yeah, bar none, hold on to that, it's great. But when we get the English equivalent out, you usually see the prices take a hit on the Japanese side. So that's the only thing that I kind of worry about with those. But all in all, I think that VMAX Climax, it's that what do they call it? It's the high class deck, so it's kind of like the Shiny Star V, which continues to be very popular. So I think long term probably be okay, but Brilliant Stars, will it do better than VMAX Climax? Probably. So who knows? Maybe it's better going that route. Let's see. Number 16, Shockmaster, I'm going to miss you. You seem more informative than most Pokemon investors. Just going to ask, what is the best investment in TC graded, sealed, or... okay. I thought you were going to ask me for each of those. In the TCG, graded, sealed, or singles. Again, it depends. Very, very opaque answer, right? Graded, like there's so many things. I encourage you guys, if you haven't watched a ton of my videos, maybe if you're just joining, in the last month, a couple months, go back and watch some of my older videos, because those ones were definitely more geared, and I was including a lot more of the terms, a lot of the approaches and strategies taken over from the financial markets and applying them to Pokemon. So things like your risk tolerance. Hey, I got a whole video talking about weighing risk versus reward in the Pokemon market and going from a conservative investor to an aggressive investor, and products all along that spectrum that fall into that. So I think these are all things that you have to think about when you're deciding what is the best for me, because the best for you is not the best for somebody else. So if I were to tell you, okay, what's the best investment in TCG? Well, trophy cards. I like trophy cards and first edition base set sealed booster box. How many of you are going to be able to buy that, right? So now it's time to go down that spectrum and say, okay, how much risk am I willing to take? How much money am I willing to spend? Am I looking for long-term growth? Am I looking to be conservative and just set it and forget it? So I'm like modern sealed booster boxes or even evolution sealed booster boxes. What's my time horizon? How long do I want to wait before I sell this? Is it in a month? Is it in 10 years? So all of those things you have to take into consideration. So I encourage you, go back, watch those videos. Those are all really great, dives into all of that. And it gives you a better perspective on, what is right for you and your particular investing style. Oh yes, so I think I answered this one about the cards exclusive. Again, I believe they're exclusive to this particular set. Sun and Moon era sets. Let's see, Sun and Moon era sets may be good to pick up here soon. Most are out of print or going out of print soon and haven't appreciated to that high yet. Yeah, Zach, that's true. As we start to get to those sets that are out of print, Sun and Moon are actually starting to climb too. Starting to get fairly expensive. Burning Shadows, that's like that, definitely climbing up there. So yeah, now might be a good time. Bobby, sorry brother, I fall in and out of the hobby, so I'm not caught up. What's the quick reason you're leaving? So quick reason, new job next year, new business that I'm starting, focus on other businesses that are currently going on at this time. But hey, watch the replay on this when we're done here tonight, because I actually gave, a proposition, maybe a pitch. I guess that was my sales pitch on how we might be able to continue the channel into the new year. So go back and check that out and see if it's worth it to you. Let's see, Northwoods TCG on the next couple sets with everyone leaving. Do you think Pokemon is going to overproduce sets like Brilliant Stars to death? Possible clearance Pokemon section in Walmart again? That's possible. The difference being is that in the past, when we had a print to demand type of set, like it was all released at once. Now, and maybe you got like restocks, right? Backlog, you got restocks, something like that. We still have the wave system. Everything points that we're still going to have the wave system. So that's really the nail in the coffin, I think, for a lot of LGSs. If you have print to demand and you have waves, because by the time you get to that third wave, the set's stale. Nobody really wants it anymore. And so now you're forced to take that third wave and you're either selling it at cost or at a loss. Now, do they do that same thing with Walmart's, Targets, the big box stores? Probably not. They probably give them everything that they want because they got big contracts with these companies. But your LGS, online resellers, people like myself, PokéRealm, we're going to be on that wave system still. And most people are. So, Walmart's, Targets, maybe you see the clearance section. But I think they'll probably get most of they'll probably get everything that they want right up front. And then everybody else will be on that wave system. So, I think prices will definitely be cheaper. You're definitely going to find products at MSRP, probably most of the time under MSRP. Now, you're not going to find booster boxes at Walmart's, Targets, places like that. But you'll find your ETBs. You'll find your pin collection boxes, V boxes, things like that. And they'll be below MSRP. Target maybe not, but for sure Walmart, and eventually Target will probably mark them down as well. Hey, Sean McLaughlin, what's up, man? Hey, Nav, only fair if it's the last stream I get demodded. PokeChloe has demodded me twice, but been modded times 3. It'll be funny if I get my 3rd demod in 2 months. From yourself. Good luck in the future. Hey, I appreciate that, man. You could stay modded. You can stay modded. Yeah, just in case we come back. You never know. Bradley Addy, what do you think will happen to Pokemon if the country turns into a communist country? Then we will all be bartering with... Actually, no, if we all turn into a communist country, we'll be using our Pokemon cards to heat our homes. That's probably what'll happen. It'll be like... what's the book? It'll be like Aldous Huxley's Brave New World, or it'll be like George Orwell's 1984. Only this time it'll be with Pokemon cards. Ryo, what's going on, buddy? Any thoughts on 2008 Diamond Pearl Premium File? I have never seen anybody talking about it, and it's sad to see the word last in the title of this stream. Yeah. Yes, it is. 2008 Diamond and Pearl Premium File. I have no idea, man. I'm familiar with the Premium File 1, 2, and 3s that were released during the Neo era, but I'm not familiar with this. So I'm definitely gonna do some research after we wrap it up here tonight and check those out, and I'll get back to you on that. So you got another Premium File, Diamond and Pearl. That's definitely something that I want to take a look at. Secret Nerds, what is the best way to keep in contact with you and other PokeTubers? You can always reach out to me via email, pokenav27@gmail.com. Instagram, at officialpokenav. I've thought about maybe starting a Discord at some point. I don't really know how it works, to be honest with you. The fact that PokeNav has gotten to this point, from where we were a year and a half ago until now, PokeNav's technical expertise has increased dramatically. I can tell you that. So I'll have to learn it. I have to learn Discord, have to figure out how it all works, make sure it runs properly. But I've thought about that. So those are the big ones: Instagram, yeah, Instagram and email. Instagram and email are the big ones to keep in touch for sure. Zach Fate Nav, I bought a mythical squishy collection a couple weeks ago to keep sealed. Went in the closet and looked at it, and the sides had popped open. Debating on re-gluing it shut. Don't want to open it. That happens a lot with the pin collection boxes. All the various collection boxes. We get a lot of those in straight from the distributor, and a lot of the time that happens. So, in this day and age when, the resealed, it's just permeated everything. That's what I would do. I would throw some glue on that thing. Just a little bit of super glue. You haven't done anything to it. You haven't tampered with it at all. That just happens with those for some reason. They do a kind of a poor job of adhesive, or with the adhesive on those, and they don't always stay together. So that's what I would go ahead and do. Keep that thing sealed, tuck it away, and set a timer on your phone for 3 years from now, and then take a look in the closet and see what you got on your hands. Lupu, what's going on? Welcome in. Zach, I wonder if years down the road, the buyer will think it's resealed if re-glue the sides back together. Yeah, I don't know. It's so tough to say. I would just put the minimal amount on there that you can. But anybody that has ever bought any quantity of those will know that just happens with those collection boxes for one reason or another. And Pokemon doesn't care, guys. They don't care if that thing pops open, right? Pokemon is not providing products for people to keep sealed. They want you to open it up. They want you to get something good, and they want you to go back out, and they want you to buy another one and open that one and then go get another one. So they don't care about it. So they're not trying to appeal to, people keeping products sealed. But that's what I would do, in my opinion, outside of just going and buying another one and hoping that it doesn't happen again, and maybe keeping that one sealed and then opening the one that you have. That's another option. I don't think anybody will really bat an eye, though, if you throw a little bit of glue on there and adhesive back together. Let's see. Do you have a booster box you recommend to invest in right now to maybe buy like 10 booster boxes of? Gosh, that's reasonable. Buy 10. Vivid Voltage isn't bad with the prices falling down. I think that's a popular set. Got a lot of cool cards. Got Pikachu in there. That's not a bad one. With a lot of, like I said, a lot of the prices coming down. I'm just trying to appeal to most people's budgets, and I'd say 12. If you were to pick up 2 cases, something like that. Vivid Voltage would probably be good. Modern, probably going back to like Sun and Moon. Probably wouldn't be bad either, like we were just talking about. Boxes going out of print. It's going to be tough to try to find something XY sealed cases. I'm sure you probably could. That might be a good option as well. Maybe looking into some XY era sealed cases. Those would be some of the options that I'd be considering. Let's see. Stephen Kassoon, have you seen the new Charizard alternate art in Brilliant Stars? Yes, I saw it today. I knew it was a matter of time. You need a little more hype? There you go. Toss a Charizard in there. Abraham, what's going on, buddy? We're gonna go for a few more minutes here, so you still got some time to go ahead and chime in. Ryo, I'm not 100% sure what the file is called, but contains 9 gorgeous promos like Pikachu, Shaman, Piplup, and so on. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out, man. I will check it out and report back to you. Definitely. Maybe go ahead and just comment on the replay of this video afterwards, and after I check it out, I'll comment back on there. Get back to you with my thoughts. All right, Abraham, I have 4 or 5 separate orders from PokéRealm. Would they be all together in one shipment? It just depends. Like some things we've been sending, we're basically just sending everything out as it's coming in. If the products that are coming in, if we have all of those and those are in your order, then we're sending them out. And then whatever else, we've already told you guys, it's crazy right now with some of the delays on products. And luckily, you guys have been great. You guys have been patient. But we're just, with everything, the supply chains, transit, and it's not all products. That's a strange thing. It's just like certain products here and there where they've just taken longer than others. Some as long as like a month we've been waiting on these. So yeah, we're trying to just get everything out as soon as it's coming in. It's basically going from that, unless you've bought in quantities of a sealed case. It's going from the box to your box and out the door. It's just assembly line, and we're just trying to get it out as quick as possible. Try to get you guys as much as we possibly can from your orders before Christmas, especially. We want to try to get you guys as much product as we can before Christmas. So yeah, it just kind of depends. We're just trying to get that out ASAP. Let's see. When do you think PokéRealm stock will be back to normal? Looking to get some stuff. So Evo, I'm not sure what's going on, man. Because let me go ahead and pull it up. I'm gonna pull up PokéRealm real quick because we actually have a lot. Oh, actually, wait, hold on a second. This is weird. I'm gonna have to check out the site. I don't know what's going on. I'll bring you guys in here real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out the site before I jumped on here. That is so weird. because it's not showing all of our products. It's probably another bug. All right, well, hey, I've got some work to do this evening. Lucky me. But yeah, Evo, I will jump on there. I will figure out what is going on, because there should be a lot more products on there than what you're seeing. So probably got a bug going on. Lucky. But yeah, we'll get that rectified and get everything back to normal. Let's see. A couple more questions here. Gotten your hands on those new D21 Pokeball tins. They've got Cosmic in them. I don't know how much they'll actually appreciate long term, but I grabbed a dozen of them. As well you should. Cosmic Eclipse, man, you can't go wrong. Cannot go wrong with that. Yeah, Northwoods, exactly. I needed more work for tonight, as if today wasn't busy enough. Let's go ahead and add another hour or so of work to my schedule. So, all right, guys. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here tonight. Again, I just want to thank all of you so much for joining in on all of these live Q&As. We've been doing these off and on for the last year and a half, and a lot of the people that you see in here tonight have been there pretty much every single time. And I just appreciate that support beyond words. And if you guys ever need anything, if you ever have any questions, I know this very well could be the last time that we really connect on, a level like this vis-a-vis. But if you guys ever have any questions, you ever need any help with anything, feel free to reach out to me. Again, email PokeNav27@gmail.com, or you can find me on Instagram, official PokeNav.
Could you say that again? Sorry.
Siri coming in. Again, you can find me on either of those platforms, and feel free to reach out. I'll be happy to help anytime, anywhere, with whatever questions that you have. And yeah, guys, this one's kind of choking me up, not gonna lie. But let's see what we can do. If you guys are just joining in, watch the replay after this, have some ideas of maybe being able to continue on with the channel. Just kind of leave it into the hands of the Nav Nation, and we'll see where things go. Either way, guys, you will always find me in this hobby, whether it's on YouTube or not. You will always find me in this hobby. I will always be more than willing to help out whoever needs it, and in any way I can. I'll always help you navigate the world of Pokemon one day at a time. All right, folks. You guys have a wonderful evening, wonderful weekend. If I don't talk to you, Merry Christmas to you. Have a very happy holiday, very safe holiday as well. And other than that, I will see you all next time. My name is PokeNav. I'm here to help you navigate the world of Pokemon, one video at a time, and I will see you all in the next video.